Hi guys, we're back. We are back. We are back. Okay, so I have no topic, but I've got a few things in mind. So quite an interesting topic we had on defending Elvis Presley a few minutes ago. We did an hour live stream. Did Elvis die from overeating? I personally don't think he did. I personally think there was many reasons why Elvis died so young at 42. Very complicated. So please watch it. And before that, this morning we did a live stream about did Priscilla Presley deserve her civilian honor from Nashville, Tennessee? Did she deserve it? And I don't think she did. I don't think she did. So, right. Let's pick a topic, guys. I've got something in mind. Let's have a look, see if it comes up. Priscilla definitely did not deserve that award. It makes no sense that she got that Nashville, Tennessee award. Makes no sense. It's been, Rio, shut the door, please. It's been touted as that it was a Memphis award, but we've now found out that Nashville chose Priscilla to get this award, and it does seem like it was so that they can raise funds for this rock and soul museum that they want to relocate to Beale Street, and that $5 million has already been raised by private funding. Something to do with Priscilla. So I'm skeptical. I'm worried if Priscilla was given the award, the Nashville, Tennessee award, for the right reason. Bit worried. So we did a live stream on that this morning on defending Elvis Presley, if you want to watch that, guys. So here we're going to pick a light-hearted topic. Now I saw, let me just see if I can find it. I found a very good interview here, but I'm only going to do it if it comes up. So you guys sent me quite a few things. There we are. I know what it was. Now, I wonder if I can get... Let me see if I can get it up on here. Let's see if I can get Facebook up. This is on my Facebook Messenger. I'm going to try something. Let's see if it works. Let's go to my... I do keep all of my topics. I keep them under the name under my name. Let's have a look. So I've got obviously quite a few Priscilla ones here. Whenever I watch Priscilla things, I'm always a bit worried. Let's have a look. So you can see what I've been studying. Look, this shows you how I research. This is a bit of inside information for you guys, how I do my research. I search around and I post it to this channel. Things get sent to me. I post it here. So if you look, there's an interview here with Priscilla at Graceland at the stables. Then we have an early interview here where she does the pantomime in the UK. Then we've got the Nashville, Tennessee award. I think, again, this is when she does the pantomime in the UK. Then we've got the award. There's a few things on the award. Then I find a video here all about Elvis in 1961, because 1961 is the year that he gets the award from Nashville, Tennessee. Also in that year, he did a lot for charity to do with Pearl Harbor. So, right, this is the interview I found. This is the one I wanted you guys to see. Let's click on it. Let's see if we can watch it. Let's see if it's going to work, guys. This came up on my feed with Lisa Marie. Are we getting sound? So guys, it's not very big, but let's just play a little bit of it.
We are backstage with Lisa Marie Presley at Ramshead Tavern on stage this afternoon for a private artist showcase, and that was great.
Thank you.
It really sounded great. I love this moody, slow burn, atmospheric, kind of sepia tone Americana vibe that you've got going now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
What was your prescription with the bottle wearing out? Can you hear me now? Where you sold it up?
Beautiful, guys.
Don't get hung up here. Let's forget each other.
So I picked this because I've never heard this before, this interview. I thought it was very interesting.
The guy you worked on this record with, T-Bone Burnett, is one of my favorites. Just a dynamic producer. The guy gets it. And he said something kind of interesting in an interview a couple of months ago. And he said, I heard her telling the truth, not jiving. What do you think T-Bone meant by that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm flattered by that because I know that he's so, he's very...
He can be critical. I mean, he can,
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
And he's intense. And so I'd love to hear anything. Of course, I heard it all after the record was made, but I mean, I love to hear what he has to say a lot of times in interviews.
Yeah.
I would do every record with him, I would, because it was such an incredible experience to just do it live in a big room with those incredible musicians that he has in his orbit,
Yeah. That his cutting crew.
Yes.
Dennis and Jay and those guys.
Yeah. In fact, Sebastian, my drummer, was kind of his understudy, Jay's understudy. Jay has all this stuff wrapped around his ankles and his wrists, and you don't know what he's pulling out. All kinds of stuff back in the when we were recording. I was like, "What are you doing?" Someone bought an electric bug, one of those little robot bugs you can buy in the store. You click a button and it runs around.
Yeah.
The keyboard player was playing jokes while we were, and it was running all over. And at one point, Jay actually put it on the snare during a song and let it run around while we were recording.
What is it now? Oh, you don't say. Better get the hammer out today. What is it now? Oh, you don't say. Better get the hammer out today.
Love it, guys. She's just fantastic, isn't she?
Collaboration seems to be your kind of preferred MO when it comes to making music, making songs, writing songs. And on this album, working with some personal favorites like Fran Healy of Travis, love that guy, Ed Harcourt, Richard Hawley, interesting guys. How, if you would describe it, how does that process work?
It was different with Richard and Fran because they hadn't really written with anyone else besides their own bands. So they were a little bit out of their element. And we meet, we sit and agree upon the melody of the verse the verse, chorus, and the bridge, and they kind of leave me usually for 3 to 5 hours to work through the lyrics. I write all the lyrics, except for with Fran, we wrote Heartless, which is on the deluxe, because he's a singer and a lyricist. He was part of the songwriting on that one. But it usually goes the same, and it goes it's kind of the same routine like that. I sit forever, write the lyrics, to come back in, and we lay it down, and I like to walk out with the demo done, song done.
Your lyrics on this collection on Storm and Grace, which is out now, very personal, they strike me.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, this is you telling the story of your life, or are you channeling other personalities? How would you describe?
I'm usually telling stories inspired by things that I've experienced or I've watched happen around me. That's usually what I'm dealing with, processing somehow.
Yeah. You know,
I look, she always gives a brilliant answer. Every question she's asked, she's on point. Very, very smart lady. Very smart.
I've talked to a number of musicians who come from very well-known families, the Marleys, for example, and there seems to be this perhaps unfair, maybe inordinate pressure to do something specifically. And I get the sense that maybe a decade ago with your first two albums, you were being not forced, but sort of pressed and influenced into doing something perhaps that didn't feel quite right.
Right.
This album doesn't feel like that at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you try on a few outfits and then you put the right one on. You know what I mean? It just kind of was like that. But I had to go through the process of figuring it out. Mm-hmm. I've always maintained that I'm a singer. I've been a singer-songwriter. That's what I am. So it's not. But then I was kind of pushed in the top 40 thing, which was never my thing. You know. But that's more of a label decision, and then they want to make the biggest, bang for their buck. So they kind of were definitely kind of running that train into that arena, which was never my arena, so this is definitely more natural for me.
Right.
Even coming like top 40 radio and pop stuff, and it just was never me, so that's where this is so much better and much more natural for me here. This next song is called The Storm of Nails.
Well said, guys. Well said. I think I couldn't have given a better answer. I love it. She could be here now with me in the kitchen. That is how natural. Look at the way she's dressed, just how natural she is, how real she is, how down to earth and likable she is. This is adorable, guys. Adorable.
What brought you back to music? Because it had been a while. Not that music ever left you, but in terms of, say, me knowing about a record by Lisa Marie Presley, what brought you back to that process, to writing, recording, releasing, and getting on the road?
I think I just had to sort of get rid of, I had to get off that last label I was on. That took a very long time. I wasn't too anxious to get onto another one. I was going through a real sort of deconstruction in my life and reconstruction period. Felt uninspired, so just went really far away and wanted to just have a clean slate, start from ground zero, and was given the opportunity to go overseas. And I sort of set up shop over there and just leisurely wrote, I think, for about 8 months. We ended up writing about 30 songs. Just different experiments, like with Richard or Ed, just like, oh, let's see what happens if you go with this person or that person. Just setting up all these different writing sessions to see what would happen.
Yeah. You've been in the UK, living there for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, UK, come on.
Well, and the English
and she lived near here. She only lived less than an hour from here.
Really love like American roots music too.
They do.
And certainly you're feeling that vibe with Storm and Grace, that sort of connection to an earlier period, even before your father's time, and they just dig it. I wonder if that also kind of influenced the direction artistically you chose with this.
It's funny because there was no plan for it, but they do. English love that's what we have to offer, and they just relish in the Americana sort of rootsy music that we offer. And they've always been, and I think because it was natural and I was okay with that there, it was very organic and natural feeling. It wasn't like go to Nashville, write turn over your, make a country record or act like you're a country person or whatever people do, or were doing for a little while there. They were all of a sudden everyone was country. Mm-hmm. That was way too, I'm sorry, there was like somebody actually took me there and, tried to make me do that. I was like, oh, please. I'm from Memphis. I don't have to,
I like that. I'm from Memphis, yeah? Now, Priscilla Presley tries to say, I'm from Memphis. She ain't from Memphis. Priscilla Presley, at the award, the Nashville, Tennessee Fake Award, because I will always call the award that Priscilla has just received is a fake award. Priscilla has just received the Nashville, Tennessee Fake Award that she calls a Memphis Award, that was given to her by Nashville, not by Memphis, not by Memphis City, not by Memphians, by Nashville. It's a difference. There's a difference, guys. It's a fake award. Now, Lisa Marie is genuine. She is a Memphian. She is a genuine Memphis girl, unlike Priscilla Presley.
It's in me. It just needed to come naturally. That's all. And I think it did there because there was just a natural love for that kind of music, and I'm fine with it. I grew up with it.
And we have one more. It's called Over Me. Seen her face, it's okay, it ain't nothing new. Yeah, she's cool, well, get to the picture.
I just wanted to comment on Deborah's comment. I'm so glad Sean explained to me about the award, because obviously Sean, Sundowners, is one of our subscribers. He's explained to us that in the press it says Priscilla Presley receives Memphis, Tennessee award. Now, Sean has told us this is not a Memphis award. This is Nashville. The people that are the leaders of Nashville have selected Priscilla to receive this award. But then they've tied it in with this $5 million that have been privately raised for the Rock and Soul Museum to be moved to Beale Street. So to me, it's obvious. She was given this award. She's involved in the $5 million that were privately raised. And they have now said that Priscilla can have the Nashville, Tennessee award, not Memphis. It wasn't Memphis City, Memphis Council, Memphis leaders that chose Priscilla to have this award. It was Nashville leaders. Sean from Sundown has said they're two very opposite things. That Nashville people do Nashville, Memphian people do Memphian. So this is not a Memphis award. This is what has been explained to us. I wanted to say that. Deborah just mentioned it. And Sean, thank you for explaining that to us, because we wouldn't understand something like that. I'm in England. I wouldn't know. There's 20% of us watching now are in England. 40% of us are in America. Some in Australia, some in Canada, and many other countries. So I want people to understand that this is a Nashville thing. The state of Tennessee, Nashville. Not a Memphis award. So when you're seeing it in the tabloids, Memphis award given to Priscilla, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And I personally, in my opinion, think the award was paid for. I think they chose Priscilla to accept that award, to make her honorary civilian, whatever they want to call it, because they think that the Priscilla Presley name will help them raise funds for the Rock and Soul Museum to be relocated to Beale Street from the FedEx building. Yeah? So I think it was paid for. It's my opinion, for entertainment purposes. That isn't a genuine award. Now, the award that Elvis received, okay, it was a Nashville, Tennessee award, but he was giving it for his good work that he had done, for his charitable work that he had done, as well as how he changed the musical landscape of America with his talent, with his voice, with his personality. So Elvis earned the award. Elvis was very proud to receive that Nashville, Tennessee award. Yeah, he was honored to receive it, but he had earned it. Priscilla has done nothing to earn it. Now, some will say she saved Graceland. It was her idea to open the Living Museum. That's why she got this award. No, she didn't save Graceland. It wasn't her idea to open the Living Museum. She isn't the reason Elvis is remembered. She isn't the reason Elvis's legacy has been preserved. The fans are the reason. Elvis's talent is the reason. Yeah? So I still will call this a fake Priscilla award. Elvis had the genuine one. When Elvis received the award, it was genuine. He earned it. He deserved it. Not Priscilla. Priscilla received a fake version, all based on raising money for the Rock and Soul Museum to be moved to Beale Street. I'm all in favour for the Rock and Soul Museum. I think it's a good thing. Putting it on Beale Street is a great thing. I'm not in favour of Priscilla receiving that award. There's no way that Priscilla Presley should be receiving an award from Nashville, Tennessee. No way. It's wrong. It's an insult to Elvis. And I think many of the fans around the world will be insulted by the fact that Priscilla Presley has received that award for money. For money.
See the way you treat, you put on how she plays that ball much better than I play. Can it be you're over me? She took my place. She saved the day. It's hard to see you're over me. When she took my place, she saved the day.
Well, that is one of my favourite interviews I've seen with Lisa. I've never seen that before. I've loved it. I love the fact that she said she was a Memphis girl. I love that. And then Sean at Sundowners comes in right at the right moment when we're discussing it. Sean, is there anything you'd like to add about the award in the comments to do with the fact that it is not a Memphis award? It's not. It didn't come from Memphians. It came from Nashville people, Nashville leaders. Would you like to just clear that up for us? Explain to the people here on this live stream the difference between a Memphis award and a Nashville award. So whilst you guys are exchanging comments, I wanted to click on this Billy Stanley interview. I came across it and I liked it. So what I want to do is read it. I thought this was, I know this is a different topic, guys, and that we're going to play this and then that'll be my live for the day. But it says, a very interesting interview with Billy Stanley on YouTube, Elvis Show. You may not always agree with Billy. However, I will say that he was there, present, lived at Graceland as a young boy and was by Elvis's side many times. Here are some opinions on Priscilla Presley's treatment of Lisa Marie Presley, alienating Lisa from Elvis's blood family and friends, and as I spoke on before. Now, Priscilla's calculating seduction on the David Stanleys, not that he needed it. Both of them were in order to get what she wanted at Vernon's funeral. Sounds familiar in the tactics of Priscilla. Now, I know about this, and I have actually asked Billy Stanley about this. At the funeral of Vernon, Priscilla had a plan. She wanted to sell some home movie clips to a TV company, and she had to seduce the three brothers to sign a document to release these home movies. Now, I did ask Billy Stanley. We know about the skinny dipping in the pool. I did ask Billy Stanley if it was at Graceland, and Billy did say to me, it's not at Graceland, it was at Dave's apartment, Dave Stanley's apartment. So I wanted to just read this and play the little clip. Okay, guys? Just before I do that, let me just see Sundowner's comment. The state funds have already been allocated for Rick and Sound Museum expansion, and they are just using Priscilla for PR. Memphis is a unique and the people are friendly. My friend hasn't lived in Memphis for 40 years, but I still know she still speaks as if she still lives there. And then Frederick, Though she seems a little older watching her speak at the award ceremony, as my brother-in-law said after meeting her, an old woman with an old face that doesn't match her body. I understand what you mean by that. Lisa was miserable living in Nashville. Thank you. Right, let me read this. For any of these few remaining people that adore this woman, ask yourself if it's normal for a decent woman to go skinny dipping, yes, butt naked, in Elvis's pool at Graceland after the funeral of his father Vernon. This deeply inappropriate incident with the Stanley brothers was recorded in not only the Stanley's books, but in Child Bride. And something I always felt in my heart that Priscilla was in fact pregnant, and that is why the marriage had to be rushed. People will disagree based on her version, but we all know now many of her versions and her narratives were lies. She could have been pregnant, and she does lie. We've caught Priscilla lying, including lying about being a virgin on the night of the wedding with Elvis. She was not. Lisa Marie has told us they were sleeping together from 18 onwards. So Priscilla has lied for over 40 years, telling us she lost her virginity to Elvis. She tries to reinforce the fake fairy tale of the book Elvis and Me. Priscilla was no virgin when she slept with Elvis, especially on the wedding night. How can you lie to the public? Barefaced lying for over 40 years. It ain't right, guys. So this person says, the revenge of Priscilla. Billy Stanley says that there was revenge. And when he sees Priscilla, let me just pause it. When Billy Stanley sees Priscilla, he always thinks revenge of Priscilla. Because I agree. I think that Priscilla has been getting revenge with Elvis for 50 years. Now remember, she demanded a divorce at the end of 71, 72. She demanded it. Even though Elvis filed it, she demanded it. And she's been getting revenge ever since, in my opinion. The revenge of Priscilla, that's exactly what her problem was from the day he died. Revenge in her heart, knowing that she wasn't in fact the love of his life. How could she have been? The whole thing was pre-planned, calculated and orchestrated. He didn't stand a chance once he moved her in. Revenge due to her jealousy at Elvis, wanting to be adored and worshipped like Elvis, yet without an iota of talent. This interview was taken from rare Elvis photos. Now, I agree with all those words. I agree. And even now, she tries to say Elvis is the love of her life. She still loves him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We all know she was unfaithful many times. She's had many partners. She robbed him blind in the divorce settlements. This award that she has just received is an insult to the Elvis fans, to the Elvis community. There is no way Priscilla should be getting that award for any reason. Elvis, he deserved it. Elvis deserved the award. On March the 8th, 1961, Elvis deserved that award. He earned it through the good that he did, through his talent. I find it shocking that Priscilla received this award, just like this is shocking that she seduced the Stanley brothers naked, butt naked, in a swimming pool so that she could get them to sign a release note of home movies so she could make money. Money and has always been the inspiration for Priscilla. Money, men and power. Money, men and power. Let's play it, guys. Let's see if it's going to come on. Hang on. Let's go back. Let's see if we can get this video to play, yeah? Here it goes.
Episodes.
Here we go.
How did we lose communication with Lisa? because Priscilla took her away from everybody in Memphis that loved Elvis. Because Priscilla knew all Lisa's going to hear from any of us here in Memphis, the Memphis family, is how we loved him and adored him. Lisa Marie didn't get to grow up with that. After when we put Vernon in the ground, that was the last time I saw her, and it was like, and I knew, that's why that book, I can't pick it up, because one of my fears is come true in that book, and I sit there and I can't bring myself to do that, because it breaks my heart knowing that I couldn't do anything to protect her from her own mom. Now, what does that have to say about, would I? You bet your butt I would have in a heartbeat. There's one person I heard that if I'd have known, he wouldn't be here anymore. Yeah. If David would have heard about it, oh God, there'd be a greasy spot where he stood. That would be about it. But I mean, she took her away from even Billy and Joe Smith and Danny and all them. We all loved her. She was part of our family, but she was ripped away from us. And no, you cannot have contact with.
Well, part of why this.
Do you hear that, guys? Lisa Marie was ripped away from them. Remember, Dave and Billy and Rick, they grew up with Elvis. Whatever people think of the Stanleys, they grew up with Elvis. Elvis loved them. Elvis took it very seriously. When Elvis was introduced to the brothers, the Stanley brothers, age 4, 7, and 6, he took it very seriously. He would pray with them. He wanted them to have a good upbringing. So they loved Lisa Marie. They loved her. And Billy's right. If David had found out what Michael Edwards, the abuse that Michael Edwards had done, the abuse that Michael Edwards has admitted in this book, he would probably be 6 feet under. If Elvis had found out about the abuse that Lisa had as a teenager at the hands of Priscilla's boyfriend, Michael Edwards, allegedly for entertainment purposes, he wouldn't be alive, would he, guys?
He was ripped away is because, from everything I've read and studied up on, Priscilla took everything that was Elvis related away from everybody in the family, all the friends. Joe Esposito sued Joe Esposito for his home videos. And once you do something like that, and I mean, I heard some stuff about skinny dipping, trying to convince Rick or David or something like that. And I don't know whether that's true or not. I don't even remember what that was. It is true. Okay. Well,
so guys, I have spoken to Billy quite a few times, and Billy has told me this is true. Billy has told me personally this did happen. Yeah. Not at Graceland's. It happened at Dave's apartment, in the pool at the apartment. But obviously, I'm a massive fan of Rare Elvis Photos. Joe Sins at Rare Elvis Photos. Highly recommend him. I always will. If not the best Elvis YouTube channel on YouTube, and an Elvis defender. There are very few Elvis defenders. I class myself as an Elvis defender. Then you have Joe at Rare Elvis Photos. Then you have Presley Mania. Who else is there? There is no one else. There's only 3 of us. Proper Elvis defenders. Anyway, let's hear this out. Then I'm gonna have to go, guys.
I didn't want to.
When you get into the book, Elvis, my brother, you're gonna hear about it.
Okay, I haven't read it yet, but it's up here, right down here,
right down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in there because I remember when I told him about it, and Priscilla found out about the book before it actually came out, and my publisher said, "Did all this really happen?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got a witness?" I said, "Yeah, his name's David." Okay. I said, "Why?" They said, "Well, Priscilla's reached out with her attorneys. As long as it's true." I said, "It's true." So, yeah.
Yeah. So she separated everybody.
Remember, I've had a lot of chats with Billy, and he is a genuine defender of Elvis. 100%, guys. I know that the word Stanley can get a reaction, but he really is a genuine person. He really truly loves Elvis. Elvis loved him and his brothers. Billy, how can I say it? If you read his book, The Faith of Elvis, you'll really understand just how good a loyal person Billy has been to Elvis. Elvis speaks to you through the book, The Faith of Elvis. Billy has written the book in a way where you really get a feeling for Elvis. You feel that Elvis is talking to you. It's a beautiful book. And Billy defends Elvis at every opportunity he gets. Every opportunity. He really is genuine through and through. And I'm a big fan of Billy Stanley.
I'm going to say this, and
We're talking facts, so we're not, we're like you said, we're talking facts. We're not talking down about anybody.
but I call it Priscilla's revenge. Because first off, she knew.
So listen to this, guys. He calls it Priscilla's revenge. This is important because this revenge could have been happening for the last 50 years, guys. This is where the public have been tricked. Something is happening with Priscilla and has been for decades. A plan to change history, to reinvent history, to control the narrative in the press, in the media, in the magazines, in the tabloids, on social media. There's hundreds of YouTube channels popping up now defending Priscilla, trashing Elvis. There's a PR campaign thriving at the moment with fake Elvis channels promoting Priscilla, bad-mouthing Elvis, creating a whole new storyline that is wrong, that is full of lies, that damages Elvis's image and reputation. It's happening as we speak every day, guys.
Pretty much right away that she was not the love of his life. And so when he passed away, she's done everything she can to make him look like the worst individual I've ever seen.
Well said. Do you hear that? She's done everything she can to make him look like the worst individual ever seen. I believe it, guys. I believe it. This is why we're called Defending Elvis. I totally believe it.
That's all I've ever seen from her. Now, but see, then she'll turn around when it gets closer to Elvis week, start saying nice things, just so but then after that, then she'll go back. I call it Priscilla's revenge.
What an ending, guys. What an ending. I call it Priscilla's revenge. Billy's words. Billy's, who grew up around Priscilla, with Lisa, obviously with Elvis. Very sad. Very sad, guys. So anyway, I think that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me here at Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. We've done some good lives today. We've done some very good lives over at Defending Elvis. So, thanks, guys. Let's just read a few of your comments. Priscilla is on the final stretch, so I don't get that excited about it. Give her 5 years max, and then she can carry on like this. Maybe she lived. Yeah, I understand, Frederick. I just think it's sad. And when I keep seeing these YouTube channels popping up, trashing Elvis, and then calling themselves YouTube channels, I don't believe it. You even get Elvis channels saying that they don't count Riley Keough as the child of Lisa, as Elvis's grandchild. Riley Keough is discounted like she doesn't exist by Elvis channels. By Elvis channels. It's ridiculous. How can you not support Elvis's grandkids? How can you not support Lisa's children? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's complete madness. Anyway, guys, I will always support. We will always support Defending Elvis, Team Elvis, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto. We will always support Elvis and the Bloodline. Riley, Finley, Harper, beautiful Lisa Marie, of course, Benjamin, Vernon, and Gladys. We support Elvis and the Bloodline fully. We always will, and we are going to defend against all the lies that are being said about Elvis and his bloodline every single day of the week all over the world. We will defend it. That's what we do, guys. Anyway, I've enjoyed this. Thank you, and I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll see you all guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining me, guys. It's been lovely. Thank you so much. Team Elvis, you rock.